so much for patiently waiting. I'm going to go ahead and call the cast out here momentarily. Real quick question, first of all, I'm Jacqueline, the editor at Rotten Tomatoes. I want to let everybody know, I'm going to ask a few questions, and then I'm going to throw it to you guys. Please, 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 no spoilers, because we want everyone to have the same experience y'all had to watch the movie, so don't ask them any questions that'll make them give spoilers, and don't ask them any spoiler questions. Now we're done with that. Without further ado, let's call to the stage the cast and filmmakers of Captain Marvel. Up first, Kevin Feige. Excellent. And then right after that, we have Lashana Lynch. Jude Law. Our Captain Marvel, Miss Brie Larson. The linchpin of the MCU, Mr. Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson. Gemma Chan. Greg. And the dynamic duo that brought all of this together, Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck. All right, let's take a seat, guys. Each have a microphone right behind you.
All right.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, like I'm so ready to go higher, further, faster. This is just, I'm so hyped for this movie. I've already seen it twice, and I hope everyone's gonna see it like 4 times like me.
More than us.
Kevin, I have to ask you, I know that the pitch with Anna and Ryan, there was something they said in that first meeting that you were like, yes, let's go. So what did they say about Captain Marvel? You're like, these are the guys.
Well, it was more than one meeting, right, guys? There were a number of meetings, and it's their body of work, and it's their focus on character, and it's their focus on, and our belief that they wouldn't have lost the character amongst the spectacle and the fun and the effects. And really, Anna spoke very eloquently about Carol Danvers and about that female hero. And over the course of developing the movie and producing the movie, Anna went up in a jet, as did Brie, which was super impressive, and I wouldn't do for $1 million. And you did as well, didn't you go up there? It astounding. So yes, it was those early meetings and their amazing body of work that made us realize they could bring Carol to life.
Oh, I love that. And then, of course, we have our Carol, Miss Brie Larson, Captain Marvel. This character, I don't want to tell too much, but this is not your average, not just a damsel in distress. This is a woman she's got a little edges to her. She's got some other things, but I've heard you say that this is what you love about her, is her dark sides are like a little bit extra. So tell us about why you love this Captain Marvel.
There's a lot to love about her, which is why I was really excited to do this. In particular, the idea of playing a superhero or a female superhero, particularly because my interest is in female complexity, I was a little worried about playing somebody, a superhero that would be perfect, because I don't feel like that's realistic or something aspirational at all. In particular, even with my job, like you get to see this beautiful finished product where I look great, maybe, in your opinion, but you don't know all the other takes that are on the cutting room floor where sometimes I physically landed on my face doing stunts, and sometimes I just do a bad take. It's just how it goes. So getting to play a character where the whole character arc and turn of this is watching her be this major risk taker, which means it's not always gonna work out the best. And those are the moments, the defining moments of her character, where she doesn't lay down, she gets back up. I mean, that's everything. That's for everybody. There isn't a person who can't relate to that, I don't think.
Yeah, that get back up, I loved it. It's my favorite part of, like, you know, just her with that fist. I'm like, yes, queen. But in the process of making this movie, you had to get back up. Did y'all see her push a Jeep? Anyone? Because I did, and I felt very bad about all my life choices. Because I'll never push a Jeep. So I think inspirationally for everyone else, in the process of this physical transformation you made to make Captain Marvel look like the strongest being in the galaxy, was there ever that day where you're like, I need something to like help me get back up? And where did you find that like extra
Yeah, all the time, all the time. Even training for that many hours every day for 9 months, like every day I was just like, I'm amazing. Like I sobbed in the gym many times. My trainer would be like, oh, she's crying again. It's very emotional when you're kind of stirring up something very vulnerable and raw inside of you, and you're also learning that it's just for you. There was nothing for me to prove. I wasn't proving it to other people at the gym. I certainly wasn't proving it to my trainer because he was never going to be fully impressed. It's his job to not be impressed. It was for myself. And for me, the main reason for doing it was so that in moments like this, when we're talking about Carol's strength and we're talking about, what I learned from her, it's that I'm stronger than I realized. Of course this movie is like assisted with VFX because I can't personally shoot photon blasts. There's not enough prep in the world for me to do that yet, but I will figure it out if there's a way. But I can stand here and say that I am really strong. I was able to deadlift 225 pounds, I was able to hip thrust 400 pounds, I was able to push my trainer's 5,000 pound Jeep up a hill for 60 seconds. So this concept when it comes to like gender norms or what the human body is capable of, or in particular maybe what a female body is capable of, it's capable of a lot.
Doing that for me. She sent those.
I also was doing it to brag.
Send those to
Was she giving you the business on Instagram?
Yeah.
Being like,
Really,
we had that gym video
Really,
like
this what I
yourself.
got. Really, this what I got to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Well, I'm going to really try to maybe do a couple squats now. I'm just kidding. Anna and Ryan, though, I want to talk to you guys. One of the things I loved about the movie was how many 90s awesome touches it has. It's like dripping with 90s nostalgia, and it just brought me back to like my adolescence. Was that like from the script from the beginning? Did you have all the music cues? Did you have like, this is where we want to go? Or did that come in the like pre-production process to make it this 90s wonderland?
Oh yeah, we made like a big playlist at the beginning of the movie, and we shared it with the crew and some of the cast, and some of those songs are in the movie, but it was really just in post. We put the scenes together and just threw songs in and see what stuck, and it was very much a collaboration with Kevin and the whole team of Marvel to figure out which songs really worked the best. I actually worked in a Blockbuster in 1995, so that brought back a lot of memories creating that set.
For you, Anna, was there anything that you wanted to get in there that you couldn't, like maybe a Fruitopia bottle? I was looking for it.
What were you looking for?
Fruitopia. That was like the drink from the 90s. Like I was like, please bring it back. That clearly Canadian.
I was a big candy eater in the 90s, so there was a lot of, even, do you remember those like little like kangaroo things that you could like dunkaroo?
Yes,
Oh my god.
Frosting!
That's what those, you're right, you know
Which flavor? Which flavor?
I liked like the kind of the vanilla with the little chocolate.
Totally.
Anyways, you don't eat enough in the movie, so basically we couldn't get those dunkaroos in.
Oh man, I would have loved that. And you had the right flavor too. The chocolate, kangaroo, the vanilla, icing. Anyone that disagrees, you're wrong. Sam, so this is a new Nick Fury that we get to see this time. Or not a Nick Fury we haven't gotten to see before. Let's put it to you that way. What did you particularly like about embodying, this 90s version of our favorite shield leader?
Sort of a kind of gentler, not so cynical, world-weary, chip on the shoulder Nick Fury, who hadn't met anyone from another universe just yet, and sort of looking at the crazy lady, trying to figure out why she thinks she's an alien and what all that means. And it's kind of fun to not be the all-knowing, angry persuader that Nick Fury always is. And even more refreshing to have two eyes, so I don't have to cover one eye when I'm learning about language.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And you never forget your first alien. Let's keep it real. Also, did you see, I want to know from maybe Kevin or maybe you guys together, did you see Robert Downey Jr.'s like de-aging in Civil War and you were like, okay, I need to get this immediately? Like how did that come about? Like were you like, okay, I'm next? Or how did that whole go? And then how was the process of that, on set with that little added bonus knowing they're going to
It's not a real on-set process.
Oh, no?
They put the wig on me and they put dots on my face, so I kind of felt like I was in Wakanda.
Okay.
And they started exploring, different things that I'd done before so that they could use facial expressions that were already there. Fortunately for me, I'd done, like 3 movies before this one, so they had stuff to refer to. So it was cool. It was just me and dots on my face and having fun with Brie.
Yeah.
The technology is spectacular. We've done it in a number of films, and I think this represents the peak. However, the two people up here who we did do it to, Sam Jackson and Clark Gregg, are the two human beings on Earth who don't need it. I urge you to Google them in 1995, and it's almost identical, so we saved a lot of money. Let's get that.
That's good to know. Jude, I have to ask you, for your character, well, first I have to ask you, joining the MCU, I know you've done a ton of big movies, but joining the MCU is like a badge of honor for a lot of actors, and you have two sets of kids. You have teenagers and young kids. Did either of them care? Were they happy that you were going to be in a Marvel movie, or were they like, if it's not Frozen, I don't care anything about it?
Oh no, they cared. But they cared only in the vernacular of the teenage kids. So it was like, yeah, it's cool. That's really great.
That
it's
is
about all I got, but I knew that was quite high on the Richter scale, you know.
That's huge praise for a teenager. That's like a.
I was just saying to Kevin, they saw it this week, and then there's a screening next week in London, and the fact that they all want to come again is a very good sign. With friends.
Oh, I love that. So that's awesome. Your kids are happy about your MCU appearance. And then Lashana, I know you campaigned to be in the MCU. This was like a mission for you. Remember you telling us back at the set visit. So talk to me about your long road. So you're like, I'm gonna get me a Marvel movie. Like it's gonna happen.
I literally said, I'm gonna get me in that room. The voice that you just did was the voice that I had in my head for 2 years. I am a Marvel fan, so I've grown up watching them. I've grown up loving the characters, enjoying the trajectories, and I just had a feeling that something would come up. So I was like, cinetapes. And then they all didn't work out for a reason. They all didn't work out because I felt like energetically I was drawing towards something that represented something that I care about, women. So yeah, I campaigned. Of course I did.
I'm all for the campaign. I campaigned to be up here, so. One thing I will follow up though is Carol and Maria's friendship. Like that is such a great dynamic in the movie, and I love it. What do you think would be, if we go back to the beginning of their friendship, what drew them together? Because we kind of go into the film where they're already best friends. So like going back, and Brie, you can jump in on this one. What drew you to her, and then vice versa?
What drew you to me?
So powerful.
Same to you. They're both in the military, so they come from male-dominated environments where they would draw towards the women anyway. They would find power in whoever they, find energetic connections to. So I feel like they had a sarcasm together. The nice thing about how Brie is represented Carol is that she's just a normal person. She's able to be every facet of what a woman represents today. Sarcastic, dry, funny. She can kick men down and throw them into different parts of the universe. So I feel like Maria embodies that in a very human way. She's able to just be a kind, good person. Do you know what I mean?
A little softer version of Carol in all the way. I feel that.
A matching version, I think.
Yes, not softer. She's still badass. I should correct that. What about you, Brie?
Yeah. Well, I think you're right. I think what they've gone through together, going through military training together, being the only women, and then using each other to lean on each other through that type of like support and a recognition of their experience is really special. I mean, of course, I think they would have been friends outside of that experience, and but I think that that's a really tight-knit bond that they have in their family. I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about in this film is, without being too showboating about it, this is the love of the movie. This is the great love. This is the love lost. This is the love found again. This is the reason to continue fighting and to go to the ends of the earth for the person and the thing that you love. And it's her best friend and her best friend's daughter, which to me is so natural. I don't think that there's at any point, I went and saw the movie with some people, and it was like an hour later where they were like, oh, Maria's the love. I'm like, yeah. So it's not like something that we made a big deal about, but it just feels so natural because that love is so strong. And I'm gonna brag about Lashana for a second because I love it. It's like the movie shifts when she's on screen because there's a level of power that she commands in that I was talking with people yesterday and a lot of people were tearing up talking about some of the speeches that you give because they're like, I felt like she was talking to me. She was reminding me of myself. Hello? That's amazing. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more than that.
Aw. I did call my best friend after watching it the second time, and first of all, I was telling her, if you don't have your tickets, go now. And then I was just like, there's a great female friendship in it, which is just so beautiful. Another friendship that we get to see is Agent Coulson. Clark, you get to come back from, I don't know where you were. Like, this is where you are in the timeline, but at this point, if you're watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I feel for you guys, because we're all a little confused, but you're back, you're back. You're back.
I'm confused myself.
Thank you. But you're back in the MCU. What was it like being back on set, Marvel feature film, Coulson is back?
It wasn't a long conversation. You know, they said, hey, listen, do you want to come back? It's the 90s, cool soundtrack, Ryan and Anna, little origin buddy stuff with Sam, and they're going to give you more hair and make you look younger. Oh, and Brie Larson is going to be Captain Marvel. And I was like, okay, where do I go? And it superseded that in every way. It was so incredibly fun to do. And I've gotten the thrill of taking my young daughter to a bunch of Marvel movies, but I'm taking a 17-year-old young woman to see Captain Marvel next week, and I've never been more excited to take her to anything ever.
That's so awesome. I love that. Jeandra, I'm saving the best for last. So I think it's going to be hard for a lot of folks. I have like deep cuts on your filmography going back to like Fresh Meat. I know, like I'm here.
Wow, way back.
Yeah. But other folks are just going to remember Crazy Rich Asians. Recently, you were this Asian ethereal princess that was so regal, and then you show up this time as this like sniper mean girl, all in blue, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be like a steering wheel for people. So what was it like embracing your inner mean girl?
I loved it. You know, I like to change it up and surprise people a bit, and it was really fun going from playing Astrid, who was this very warm-hearted, kind, empathetic person, to Minerva, who is she's got a harder edge, she's sarcastic, she's a bit of a mean girl, but I like that. I like her tapping into that side of me. It was fun. It's fun to be bad.
I like that. And sniper school, did you get to do any sniper school?
I did. I had to learn how to, crawl with a rifle, how to, I did all the drills. There's an amazing stunt team that Marvel have, and they help you look like you know what you're doing. We didn't. And hopefully pulled it off.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to throw it to the audience in just 1 sec, but real quick, I'm going to, and there'll be microphones, so just raise your hand. I'll be as democratic as possible. Real quick, starting down here with Ryan. Again, I loved that it was the 90s, and I was obsessed. So I'm going to ask everyone real quick answer. Is there anything from the 90s that you want to come back? Maybe you're a Fruitopia, clearly a Canadian person like me. Or is there something that you obsessed about in the 90s? And you can't use Dunkaroos because we already talked about that one. But anything you loved from the 90s, like a book, song, anything that you're obsessed with?
Yeah, VHS tapes.
VHS. I still have VHS. That's how sad I am.
Payphones, because then I wouldn't have to check my email all the time.
I wish MTV had videos again. I mean, not just 90s MC Hammer, which were awesome, but just videos, music videos.
Okay.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Laserdisc.
That's
like so deep. But he is very passionate about Laserdisc, by the way. Butterfly Clips,